Hi everyone. Sorry, I've been faffing out. Hi Dawn, long time no see. Loving the photos. Oh, you have some such a cool photos. Hi Sheila, hi Shireen, hi Phoebe, hi Dominique, hi Sue. Hi Hazel. My mug cup, well, yeah, my mug cup is a fox. It's full of coffee though. I'll see if I can turn it just a little bit that you can see without me tipping. I was given it. I'm going to take a slurp of coffee now. Hi Noreen, hi Vanda, hi Emma. I'll move that way, so I'm just going to put some hand cream on. Hi Louisa. I was given it by one of my lad's partners as a present. And he's many years old, and he's a little bit chipped and warm, but he's lovely. But in his defence today, he was my inspiration. Right, I've been, for what I'm going to do this afternoon, let's move you out the way, because I think I've got this awful feeling I'm going to knock you over. I've been tidying up, and no giggles there, please. But what it is I've been going through lots of my stash. Hi Janet. I've been going through lots of my stash, and I've decided recently that I'm going to go and start using some of my older bits and pieces a little bit more for me crafting. And with that, I started off, I decided I'd sort out a load of dies I had, and I came across a whole wallet, and it's jam-packed full of Polkadoodles. What's tidying up? Emma, I'm one of these strange people that after I do one project, I tidy up. I just have to. And I came across a whole wallet full of dies that I haven't used in absolutely ages. And they're from Polkadoodles. And I just couldn't believe it. As you can see, look. There's oodles of them. Oodles and Polkadoodles. That wasn't meant to be a pun. But I just went, oh my goodness me. So that started me off when I was tidying up. But then I came across him. And because I've been using my Foxy mug, that was when I thought, right, okay, let's have a play. Let's see what it can do. Because I haven't done like die cutting like this for what seems like an absolute eon. And that's just like really bizarre. I don't know. So I got him out, and he's a set of dies that Polkadoodles did a way back when. And they also did like a bear one. They did different creatures. They did a cat. What else did they do? They did like a rabbit, which are really cute. They did a dog, and I love the dog's scarf. My dog's got a scarf like that. And like a giraffe. And I thought, right, okay, that was my inspiration. So I've die cut lots of bits out already from the sets. Only the reason for it is that by the time I put my machine up and then I did the plates, it'd be right up here. And whilst that's good to see what I'm doing, it's also too much in my face. So I've got all those dies out, and I thought, right, okay, let's have a play. Because, you know, like I said, so I've labelled them now. Look, Polkadoodles dies, so I know what's in there this time round. But then that set me off on a mission as well, because the dies also had similar stamp sets. Now, I'd like to say when these were done, and I can't remember. Do you know, it was that long ago. Hi Sheila. I know, Phoebe, isn't it awful? Hi Jackie. I need to go through my dies and rethink, like, oh, my stamps, I'm really quite organised with, Jackie, I must admit. My stamp storage, my dies, not so much. And that was my mission today. And they came with, they're not identical, but they came with like stamps that you could use alongside the dies. I've got to be honest, I don't know which came first, the dies or the stamps or whatever, to be quite frank. So that, then I thought, right, that's cool. I'm going to use those. And then I can add some accessory bits and pieces to it, because I want to do some like autumn themed. And look, I even found out some even more stuff. They are really sweet, Vanda. And it is, isn't it? It's not that I go on to the next best thing or anything like that. It's just that you just develop in your crafting style, I think, as well. And I found some other bits in here which I thought, like the pumpkins on here, don't have to be Halloween. And I thought they could go with my autumn theme. And you've got like little apples and sticky toffee apples. So I thought they could come in as well. So they're there. Whether I use them or not, I don't know. And then there's this. I found it. I found it. What are those dies, please? Think I may need them. And the stamps. Hello, Adam. I just realised it. How are you? How's the crafty room? Very jealous that you've got a lot of big space. The dies are from Polkadoodles, Adam. And then I found this, which I love. This, I got this. I found this in a case. This I used to go with me when I go travelling. So like when I was on the train and everything, because it's metal and it's magnetic, it meant I could doodle or do like watercolouring and stuff. So when the train was doing its like, you know, silly motion business, it kept everything in place. And this was buried right at the back of a cupboard. You're in there watching me. Oh, I don't know, that sounds a bit daunting now, Adam. I'm missing the banter now, going back and forth. So I thought, right, that's coming out. I need to put this now somewhere where I can use it all the time. Because the magnets on this are like, whoa, you know, I feel like I should be working out just to get them up. Sort of thing. Right, so what I did was, I thought, I've die cut a lot of the different characters which I was going to make. So this is the bear. And it comes in lots of, you know, different little bits and pieces. And I've just gone for 2 colours. And like I said, I've die cut a lot of the bits out ahead of time. So that's the bear. I'm just breaking up the bits because I die cut 2 at a time because I can. And then what I did was, because I liked the bear, and then I got distracted because I liked the dog as well. So I die cut the dog as well. And I've got them all ready to go and all layered up. And there's the dog's nose. And then look at the scarf that the dog wears. How cool is that? Right, so I did the dog. And then, because of the mug, which was the one that inspired me, I did the fox as well. So I don't know how far I'll get done, but I couldn't make a decision on which one to do first. So I thought I'd just have a go with a bit of everything, if that makes sense. And then obviously I die cut a load of other bits and pieces here. So much for sorting out your dies, eh? I just went through them all and thought, oh, they're lovely, sort of thing. They're lovely, they're lovely. So I'm just going to move all these bits out the way. I'm going to do that. And then I'll start with the fox first. And I'm just going to do some simple inking on the fox. I'm not going to do anything, you know, hard. She says, and I'm going to use distresses. But I want my rather well-used finger daubers. I do have a new one, but I just can't break into it just yet. It's too new. I think I've got to let these just fall apart just a little bit more. Just a wee bit more, she says. Right, so I've got all the little bits for the fox. And, which is on this rusty hinge. And I just want to do, I'm just going to do some little subtle bits of inking around the edge. It'd probably be easier if I just held it down. And I don't want to make it too complicated. I suppose I could, but what's the point? So, let's just move the tail out of the way. So I'm just going to quickly make the characters up because they're not hard. I think sometimes with dies like this, we think they're going to be fiddly. If I was demoing on Tellybox Land, I would probably have done these on double-sided adhesive sheets because it would have been easier. Just to assemble, really, more than anything. Now, these little tiny bits are the arms. But you could, if you didn't want to die cut all these bits out, you know, draw them in. At the end of the day, you could easily just draw them in. So, I've got that, and that. I'm just going to, a little bit more dark there. Let's just move you. Oh, I can't get the lid off. Oh, there we go. I just want to add a little bit of orange We've got a whole, or we did have in the spring, a family of foxes near in the fields where I walk. They were beautiful to see, although I wasn't overly impressed when the dog went to go and say hello to them though. Right, so there we go. So there's that going there. Let's move you out of the way. Right, so this bit here is like the muzzle bit that, you know, that sits, and you can put it round whichever way, you know, you want it to be. I'm not sure which way I want it to go, because that, let me have a think. I think I might put it up a little bit higher, because obviously where those bits there is where the eyes would be. And then what I did was I cut the tail out again, just so I could have a little white bit on the tail. So let's just move those out of the way. So I'm moving stuff off my chair so I can actually treat myself and maybe even sit down, she says. Right, if I put them there, sorry, I'm faffing. One of the benefits of Alive, I suppose, I can faff. Oh. Sorry, I'm storing everything on my chair. Right, so we've got that bit, so that can sit, you know, a little bit like that. And then I've got the tail bit here, and I'm just going to cut around it. Right, okay, you don't have to go into quite as much detail as this. And what spurred me on about tidying up my dies and stuff like that was I was watching Els on the old telly box the other day. How she had everything organised. Like picking a glue up that worked would be a cool idea as well. Right, so what's everybody been up to? We've got glorious sunshine here today. It's really, really warm. I mean, I'm even saying it's warm enough that I could brave getting the old legs out and putting the shorts on. It's that warm. Which does seem bizarre, as it was miserable as sin the other day. Right, so this is like the little tail bit that I just want to have on there. But I was toying with the idea of layering those back on top of each other, but I'm not now. Let's put you in the bin so I don't faff. Okay. So that's going to sit there like that. And then I've got the ear. Cold, grey and windy. Oh, sun just pouring down, Dawn. Oh. Cardion, Louisa. Oh, no, it's like I said, it's really quite warm here. Because the other night, we were having a debate, Steve and I, about, you know, whether the heating goes on. Mine was, no, it doesn't. He was totally the opposite. As in, yes, it does. I don't want those. So I'm after my poker tool. And then we've got this little bow tie that I'm going to put on. And then today, like I said, it's like really warm. We've got this little bow tie. I haven't put any facial features on him yet because I want to use a glazed pen for that. Hi Paula, hi Jackie. Nice here with the breeze in Wales. Oh, whereabouts in Wales are you, Jackie? My youngest sister is Carmarthen way, and I'm trying to get over to Ireland and then pop in to see her as well. Right, I'm going to put them around that way. So that's the like one little arm. I mean, could I have chosen the glue with the biggest nozzle? A bit silly really, but there we go. And then I can't find my picky uppy tool thing that you do for gems. I think it got all horrible and grubby, and rather than wash it, I just got cheesed off with it. Right, so they're the arms that go on there. Now, if you want to, you can got a tiny little bit there for the bow tie, and I'm just going to, I think I might just go around the edge. Real right by the sea. I must admit, I was down at Dad's, and he's Hove, and he's right on top of the sea. That was lovely, getting up in the morning and cup of coffee, stand on the balcony and watch the world go by. Well, let's be honest, I was watching the morning swimmers. My husband's body central heating, is so switching on. Yeah, see, I can't stand, if we could have the heating on, but not upstairs. I cannot stand when the bedrooms get too hot. I just can't sleep properly. Right, so I've got that there. Now this bit here I've cut in white, but what I want to do is I actually want to colour that with a glaze pen and stick it on. And I deliberately went for white rather than black because I want the glaze to really stand out more on it, rather than just be a shiny bit of black card. Sorry, I've scooted back because I'm looking for some 3D foam pads. So I'm just going to put it on in white, but I will colour it black. But I want his nose to stand out. Dawn, I can't get on with tweezers. I try. I'd rather use the pokey tool. I've got a whole drawer full of tweezers and of different shapes, sizes, you name it. So that's the fox, and like I said, I'm going to use the jelly rolls to put the eyes on. Right, so I've got him. Let's make the dog up quickly. And I'm going to grab, where for the dog? I want to grab some of the pumice stone for this. And I'll use some of the rusty hinge. Oh, fish and chip summer by the sea. Yum, yum. What did we have when I went to Dad's? I can't remember now. Oh, yes I do. We went to a pizza place near where he lives. They make their own pizzas and homemade, and Dad had this like squid thing, and it came in and all the sauce was black. And that, I must admit, that nearly put me off my own food. He did say it was delicious, but not how I saw it anyhow. Right, so I've got that there. And what I want to do, I want to be quite brutal and cut that bit in half. Let's stay. And I just want to create a little bit of a shadow around the dog. Going that way. Saves me doing 2 layers of card if I just cut it in half. Okay. See, what was amazing when I was at Dad, looking to see the amount of offshore wind farms. Wow, they look so impressive. And at night time, wow, the way they're lit up. It looked really weird. Right, so that's there. So I thought that would be good. And I want to do something similar when I do his beard as well. So let's cut that one in half. I'm going to do this. Oh, Sheila. Oh. That sounds, Paula, that sounds rather cryptic and not good. Right. I don't know why I keep putting the ink pad further away. I want to add in a little bit of the rusty hinge again. Because you don't have to just do die cuts in coloured card. You can, if you cut everything white, which I must admit 9 times out of 10 is what I do, I will actually get my alcohol, well, not my alcohol pens possibly, but definitely my watercolours, only because it's quicker. But alcohol pens, if you use them on your die cuts, looks really good as well. I'm just going to do the same here. It's just giving me the illusion that his collary bit, for want of a better expression, is more full than it actually is. Stressful week in work. Oh, had to sack someone. Oh, must admit I haven't done that in years. That was one of my that was my first career move after uni. I was in personnel, and after I had Luke, I didn't go back to it because they changed it then to human resources, and it just didn't have the same vibe. Showing my age now. She says, right, I'm just going to put them there. So I'm just going to get my cloth to wipe the glue off my hand. There we go. It's not easy, as Emma says, but if needs must, needs must. Sometimes though, it's just, you go, Right, so I want to put this so it's going, so it's layering over. I've got all the different layers like that. There we go. We've got that there. And he's got his little black nose, and I have cut this one out in black, but I'm going to, because I really wanted this one to be in black when I put the glaze over, and then the black to show. I wipe my hand and then I go and put more glue on the back of it. Never mind. So that's going to go there. And then I want to do exactly the same with his hair. Sometimes, Jackie, if with dies, it's easier to create your own backgrounds. And then, you know, die cut, because then you're using the colours right from the start that you want to use. And 9 times out, well, you can see by the big pile of white there, that's just not because I'm there, that's just what I do. I must admit, right, I'm going to do exactly the same here, but we'll offset this. It's just a different way of making something look fuller than it actually is. And you don't have to then die cut too many times either. I'm all for shortcuts some days as well. Right, so that's going to go there. So it looks like it's all layered up. Let's get some 3D foam. Oh, I did have one, didn't I? Yay. It is hard to do, isn't it, sort of thing? Because you try and be... I've just lost 3D foam. It's going to be one of those lives, isn't it? And now I've got elastic bands attacking me. Right. Let's just put it down and then just pull the back off this time and not the whole pad. So I've got him sitting there like that. And I just want to... So I've twiddled the hair. So what I'm going to do is I want to draw on just one little eye peeking out, because I thought that would be rather cool. And then I've got his scarf, and let's grab a little bit of ink. I think I could do with moving the ruler. Right, I think I might. I just want to put a little bit. So I've cut this from the scarf from a backing paper. I keep forgetting, like, these sort of dies are absolutely brilliant. I'll have silly little bits of backing paper. Where is it? Here. Oh, not that one. You know, like this, that I keep, and then I can cut out all the little bits that go with it. Right, so we've got his scarf. I'm just going to put it so his little scarf goes like that. I'm just going to just put one bit of glue in for the moment, and then I can always add glue. We've got him there, so we've got his scarf going along. There we go. So that's him there. So like I said, I'm going to draw the little eyes on. I just wanted to get the main characters made. So that they don't take long to make. It's I'm just cleaning this. Do you know, it's got glitter paste on it. That was obviously the last time I used it. Yeah, look there as well. Right, and I'm going to do something similar with the bear as well. But I want to go for an orange colour with the bear. So what do I do with my orange? Oh, there it is. Because I thought it would be nice just to do like I can't say the word. Autumn related. Autumnal, that's it. I was determined to get the word out. I was determined. Yeah, they do, Emma, but then if you haven't got the dies that haven't got things like that, have a look in your stash for things like ribbon or even like twines and things like that, and put it round and make it look like that, because you can easily, you know, do bits and pieces along those lines. So right, let's just do it there, and I've got all the little bits here that I want. I'm just trying to work out what I want and what I don't want. I've got some there, some there. Right, okay. Let's put the lid on that before I put my fingers in it. And I'm going to do exactly similar to what I did with the dog. I'm going to cut him in half. But this time I want to actually get some darker ink. I'm going to use a walnut stain. And it doesn't look like it will show, but it does. And I know that sounds a contradiction of terms, but it really does. And there we go. I've got inks out everywhere now. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to take a quick slurp of coffee. From my mug. Right, so let's just do those bits there. Actually, the bear would look quite cool with that scarf on as well. I didn't think about that. He would look quite cool. So, right. Right, stay there, glue, please. Because of inking the edges of the brown card, I know it's probably hard to pick up on the camera, but I didn't want to use black as the shadow, but it's just taken that brown just slightly a little bit darker. I know that just does sound a little bit weird. So there we go, we've got him there, and I've got all these other little bit of extra features for him. I want to find the ears. That's the ear part that I want. I don't want those for the moment. And that's an arm, as she says. So I want the arm. And let's have a look. So this is going to be the muzzle, which I'm going to leave the same colour, but I'm going to ink this one up with what's left on here. Because it doesn't need to be quite as shaded. I can see these now finger daubers are starting to go because they're leaving little bits of residue on there, but hey. So I'm just going to layer that up so it's got a little bit of a shadow. And grab my 3D foam. Yeah. As I said, I'm not sure if I'm being, you know, overly ambitious here. I've got to stand up for this bit though. So that is going to be like his nose bit. there. And I've got some little bits here that I want to add for his ears, but I will do them a pink colour. So, oh, might have to get a new dauber, but we'll see. So that's one. And I think I'm going to put that bit there and go for this bit here. There we go. And I'm not sure, they're the arms for the bear, and they would go across the body if you wanted it to, like so. But I'm not sure if I want to put the arms on just yet, depending on what I'm going to do layering wise. But I just want to put a little bit of pink on this. This is like a little tummy area. Let's move you. And a little bit of the orange. There we go. No, put that there. Right, sorry if I'm engrossed and talking to myself mode. Right, so I've got the inside of the ears. There we go. So that's going to sit there, and then as before I'm going to use a glazed pen. Well, I'll start off with probably using a micron to mark them, just so the eyes stand out, and then when it's dry I can put some white in. And then this bit here is going to go and sit underneath his chin. There's a little embossed line which is really hard to see, but when you've got it close up you can see where these little bits of definition actually go. And then rather than have a black nose, I'm going to have a brown nose for the bear. And let me have a think which way. Let's put you that way around. And take away the excess glue. There we go. So I'll keep those bits because I don't know yet whether I want to put the arms on or not. So that's like the bear. So they've all come together in their own little ways, really quite quickly. And yes, I did die cut from coloured card and a few scraps of paper card, but they've actually come together really, really cute. Right, I'm going to put the magnet on top of those little bits there so I don't lose them. Let's move you out of the way. Okay, so let's now just do something with them all. As I said, I found all those dies. So then I thought, right, well, with scraps of white card I had left, I die cut some more because I thought, why not? And one of the ones I really like is this one here I found. I'll use like a little flowery border one, and I want to cut it in half, and I thought the bear would look either cool by it. Well, it would do if I left his ear alone, bless him. He won't be able to hear anything. That'd be like my husband. But that could be selective. Or, actually, I prefer it with the dog. But I actually thought, you know, split that, and that would suddenly make him look like he's sitting in the garden. I wish my dog was as behaved as that in the garden, rather than just digging holes everywhere. Right, so I'm just going to colour these up. Now, you could bring in your pens. I've got distress inks out, so I'm just going to use the distress inks now, just for speed. And I could have done these all lots of different colours. If I was going to use my pens, I would probably do the pots in lots of different colours. A bit like, you know, you see in the Mediterranean style gardens. I could have die cut it all again in, you know, in lots of different coloured card if I wanted to, but I didn't think of that, if I'm being honest. All right. And because this is like an autumny themed, I'm not worried about the tulip. do that there. And just finally, that really quickly coloured those. Right, let's just grab some greens. Ooh. And let's go for, I'll go for a little bit of bundled sage, and I might go for a little bit of lucky clover, and we might put some shabby shutters into. I'll move the blues because I don't know why I don't need those. Okay, so I'm rabbiting away merrily to myself. I hope you don't mind. Okay, let's go for, this is the bundled sage, right? I mean, if it's easier, put the die cuts straight away into your ink pad. So it depends on how I could have gone. And then if you do that, you can see the mottled of the felt on there, so you can get an added little bit of layer as well. It depends on if you don't mind getting mucky. Oh, Dominique, really impressed with keeping up with your swimming. Alright, so I might as well, as I've mottled all the others, I might as well do that with these. Put that over there, and stick to the same dauber. I'm just going to pounce it on just so I can, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to colour the flower. I think I might leave it green, but I've just pounced that on just to keep up with the texture, and then we'll just put a little bit of the green, and then I'm going to put that in the ink pad as well. Oh, the colour of the grass here looks like mine this summer when it was at 30 degrees. There you go, let's move you. Oh, thank you. I'm just going to do that, so then I can just add a little bit of the green like so suddenly it can change it so it looks like the rusty pots, because I want, like I said, I wanted this to be a bit more autumnal, so just really quick colouring. So where is my scissors? Here they are. And I'm sure I probably cut that out more than once. Yes, I did. Hi Tina, I didn't see you there. How are you? Loved your show the other day. It was hysterical. Right, so I've got that there. And if I cut it in the white, it gives it a totally different look to if I had cut it in a black or a darker colour. It adds a, you know, takes it away a little bit more. I do want to do a dark colour, because then if I put the bear against it, everything would blend in. Whereas if I do a lighter colour, it gives the illusion that each has its own, each stands out, she says. Okay, so I'm just going to put that like that. So I've just got a little white layer there. I mean, these sort of die cuts as well, if you've got the patience to wait to let them dry. I don't always have that. If you've got like Nouveau drops or crystal drops or gems, if you've got the patience to put gems on, the self-adhesive ones, especially if you could colour them with your alcohol markers. So then if you, this sort of thing, if you coloured them like reds and golds and stuff, I suppose at a push you could get away with it being Christmas. All right, I want to turn the white the same way round. There we go. So we've got those bits there. So when I put him in amongst, whoops, he looks like he's sitting in amongst the garden. So that's a plan in my head, she says. Right, so they're going to go together there. Right, so that's one bit there. So let's get some bits made up. And I've got some stencils out, right. Forgive the mess of the stencils. Like I said, I always get 2 because I'm never very good. I can't decide what I want to use. I don't want numbers. I'm looking for, not that one. And like I said, this is why I get 2 stencils, because I use one lot for painting. That's the one I want. And then I use one that I can doodle and ink through. Because I never really paint clean. Right, I just want a few. Let's get some broken china. Good old broken china. There we go. Oh, I love a gem all year round. Yeah, I haven't got the patience for them, Emma. As soon as they start pinging all over the place, that's it. They're gone away. It's just a patience thing with me. Alcohol pen. Alcohol pens, Jackie, I think it's got to be depending on your budget. Everybody has their favourite. Everybody will say it could be Copics. Everybody could say it could be Spectrum Noirs. I have graphics. It could be Pro Markers. Budget does depend. Because obviously each, you know, comes with its own little price tag. It's really, really, that's, you know, that's a little bit of a tricky one to say. If you're new to it, I would start out probably on the cheaper end of the spectrum and get a feel for actually colouring. Alright, so I'm just going to move that and just make it a little bit of a cloud background. There we go. So we've got a little bit of a cloud background going on. I'm cheating and using a stencil. I could have easily done it with a torn bit of paper, but I'm cheating. Right, let's get some bundled sage again. I don't know if there's any colourers watching who've got any ideas. Dawn was on here earlier, and I know she does a lot of colouring, but I think she uses Copics. I don't know how you pronounce it. But I think most of us would say go for... Right, I'm just going to turn that stencil the other way round, and then I get a different look again with the grass, and I can go over with a slightly darker colour. Oh, Shireen says the tri-blend. She tries the tri-blends. I'm going to say, I know there is a really good colouring site called Kit and Clouder on Facebook, and it's on Instagram. Now, and I know that there's quite a few freebie tutorials with a whole host of different types of pens and medias. That might be worth taking a little visit over to and seeing, and getting a little bit more there. The stencils, Shireen, they're all from Polkadoodles. But they're all from Polkadoodles. This one I normally carry around in my Sakura book because it fits the wallet perfectly and it's a nice size. Because I can, you know, you can do the sun. I think I've been using acrylic paints on it though, because of the looks of it there. I mean, there is a bigger one. that one, okay. There is a bigger one that's got like little, you know, the grass and the little flowers and little mushrooms on. And then you've got the, as well, you know, the cloud bit there. This one I use more on my jelly plate, as you can see by the acrylic paint on it, because I can move it across. But there we go. So I just got that quickly there. And then, you know, all our characters could be different. So I can put, if I put this on a card blank, I can put these here. And I can have my dog now sitting in the middle. And I've got just a little bit of the green showing through. In the same breath, my bear's going to go somewhere different. I've got a different plan. But my fox could equally be sitting amongst it in the same way. So just by, you know, one design, you can now use it in lots of different ways. So, you know, and all so far I've just used die cuts. So I think I'm going to go for the dog. So what I wanted to do, because it's autumnal, now I have, like I said, I've die cut lots of other little bits. So I've got some, I will bring a card blank in a minute. I've got some like little cloud shapes that I can add, you know, a little bit more detail to. I tuck that one behind, I think, and over. And I've got a bigger one somewhere, yay. So if I wanted to elongate my card now, and then I could stamp the sentiment there or put the sentiment there, I can use the clouds to do that. So I might do that there. What I've also did was, again, I cut a lot of stuff in white, was I've got banners. See the banner I can then use to put my sentiment on. But I also die cut some like little sprigs that if I wanted to make these stand out or make the whole of the background a little bit elongated, you know, and make it go that little bit further. So from smaller die cuts, just by adding extra layers on either side, I've now suddenly made my design go longer and longer and longer and longer, if that makes sense, she says. So, right, let's grab a card blank. Where are my card blanks? I'm going to be lazy and use a pre-cut one. Is that going to be big enough? Oh, we'll have a look. If not, I will get some card out. Sorry, I'm looking up because my computer screen has just frozen. So I just wanted to check. All right, so that can go there. So I can. This is now on an A6 card blank. So suddenly, you know, it will all fit in if you wanted to do, so like we got there, a smaller card. If I got an A5 one already done. Oh, I have as well. Or is it a 7x5? Right, I'm wrestling now. But then, okay, that was the cards going over. But then if I wanted to use a larger card blank, it would still work on a larger card blank as well. So the design, depending on how you want to make it work, or how big you want your card to be, will suddenly, you know, look different ways. I was reading Emma's comment. Yeah, that's a good idea, Emma. Yeah, so just get the basic set that you know, that you can see. So you've got, so we can then decide, you know, which way round you want everything, you know, to be. Do you want it on a smaller? Do you want it on a bigger? So I'm just looking to see. Oh, now it's caught up with me and I've got about 50 comments all at once. Done the circle. Thank you. I always get set up ready for this. Then I have so many die cuts ready. It will always take me. Yeah, it is. Oh, thanks, Noreen. It is tricky, Karen, but it's actually, you know, thinking. Colour them up, or like this theme, I'm going for like autumn. So if you think about how that as your theme, where's my glue? Then you could colour some ready for it, or if you were going to go spring or floral. So I've got that there. Now, if I wanted the circle to blend in, but I quite like the idea that it stands out. I could take the stencil, if I wanted it to blend in, and then I could have done another deeper blue background and then put the grass there. But I quite like them. They're actually standing out in their own different way. And I'm going to mount him on 3D foam. I have all these. I thought, okay, that I had bought large pads, 3D foam pads. And when they came, I ended up with small 3D foam pads because I thought the measurements were in centimetres, and they weren't. They were in millimetres. So I am determined to use them up. It's just, it's painful. Now when I want to get things done, I've got to use a load more. Kitten Clouder is lovely because it covers pencils. I mean, it'll cover alcohol pens, it will cover watercolour, and I'm sure there's a broad range of absolutely everything, even like down to basics, doing your hair, flicking. See, I love using alcohol pens. I'm just very lazy, and Julia McNeil always giggles at me because I just say, ugh. As soon as I hear like flick it in, I'm just like, I just want to colour. Right, so I'm going to put that so it sits flat behind like that. But I'm not going to stick all of it down because I might poke some other die cuts behind. I don't know yet. So I'll only just stick the pots down for now. And I know as well, only because I've seen people share, that she'll actually help you create scenes and backgrounds yourselves, you know, with all your pens. So if you have a digital image, you can then build it up more and more and more. So as I said, so I've got these here that if I want to create a little bit of white, which I just want them to be subtle so they blend in. There we go, and we'll do one the opposite side. As I said, I always cut from white because it's easier to colour the white up than it is to try and find a colour to match, and especially as I've used distress inks. Right, okay, let's move you. I've managed to knock everything else on the floor. In the die set, what it does come with is leaves, a couple of leaves. So I've cut a whole host out from little bits of paper, like I was saying, that I have left over. Because, you know, why colour anything in if I don't need to? So I've got those there. And then what also one of the die sets comes with, I've got a funny feeling, and I want to say it's the fox. It comes with little mushrooms. So I thought the mushrooms would be good. We could colour in. You know, how can you lose stuff when it's all in front of you? So I've cut it twice. And what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to cut a little dimple there and just grab an ink pad and go for the candied apple. Sorry if I'm not seeing it, my screen keeps freezing, but then I've just seen, I've had inundated with PC updates recently. Oh, doing my head in. So now I appreciate that for some die sets, it's you get lots of little bits that I've got here that can colour, you know, put all the little dots on the mushrooms. If that's too painful to do or cut out, and you've got a white gel pen, get a white gel pen. All right, I think I might add a little bit more ink to that. I was probably being a little bit too frugal with it. Yeah, that's better. So I thought I could have, you see, in between the grass bits, a couple of the mushrooms. As I said, I want it to be like an autumn. So I'm not sticking everything down. I'm just putting glue in certain places, and then I can, oh, I've got a blue, no, let's go for red. I can then, you see, it's easier then to go back with a piece of card and add glue than it is to take it away. Right, so I've got these little mushrooms. I did cut some out in blue, but I think I might save that for the fox. I'll just put a little bit of, I'm just doing my blending over here so I don't get it on the white card, because I know full well if I do it on here, I'll end up getting it on the card. Right, that'd be good and do that. So I've got that little mushroom there, so that can fit. So as you can see, by just using now the different die cuts, I'm extending the image. And I can now make my scene. So small die cuts is a bit like your filler stamps. Suddenly they can become, you know, really quite, you know, important in their own little way. Right, so I've got, let's have a look what I want to do now. I want to grab some of these leaves and I want to put them in different colours as if they're fallen down. And as I said, I've cut them from the papers because it gives me colour that I probably wouldn't have used if I was doing it myself. So we've got those there. So let's just put some the other side as well. And I can add some more of the leaves. Down here with, let's have a look, let's do one of these. And I'll put that, tuck that behind. And I've got one more, I want an unusual, I quite fancy that blue one, but that looks like, you see that, oh no, there's the one I'm after. Like I did cut, I cut a darker brown. Right, I'm just going to put that one there because I think it needs another mushroom. So let's just do, just to balance it out a little bit. And then if you've got glaze pens, you could go add your little touches of white here. I mean, it does come with all the little bits that I cut out that you can add on if you wanted to. But as I said, if that's too fiddly for you, just get your glaze pens out, or your white pens, and do those. Right, let's just move that before I put red everywhere. I'm going to put the little mushroom here. And then I can add tuck that leaf behind like that. Like I said, these I love because I can die cut all the little scraggly little bits of paper that I don't want to. So we've got that there, and then, like I said, I've got some. I can elongate it further, where I could put some clouds behind and put those there, and ink the edges, and then I've got a banner that I can put on top of the clouds a little bit and actually have my sentiment. But I'm one of these people that I have to make everything and then see how it's going to go, if that makes sense, and take it from there. So that really is, you know, just a card, you know, along those lines. So like I said, I would have to live with this to see what I'm going to do with the sentiment. That's just the way I prefer to work. But I can add in, like I said, I have die cut all the little bits out. If you know, if you really wanted to, you can add all the little die cut pieces in again on the mushrooms, or just get your white jelly pen out. And along the bottom here, I would probably put some little dots, or I could even put, you know, I've got enough leaves cut here that I could, like if you're sitting in the leaves, so I can add more and more, so it looks a little bit more of a autumnal sort of card. And that's just like using your different character dies. So that's just trying to give you, you know, another way. But if we look at this layout here now, suddenly if we pretend that the dog isn't there and I put the fox on top, it works, the same layout works with the fox as it does with the dog. So you could pick one layout, and then if you've got little character character dies like this, you could do the same layout and just change it slightly. Or, you know, like for this one here, I might be tempted to add a different colour, like the blue mushrooms or some toadstools or some orange or yellows in, just to change the colours up again, just to make it that little bit different. But that was just so that's really one design that I could use with two little characters. And as I said, I will add all their eyes in and put the glossy accents in, you know, and share them that way. Yeah, Emma, I do that as well. It's not so much a fresh pair of eyes. It's, my thing is sentiment stamps. I'm looking over my shoulder and I have a whole rack full of them, a whole drawer full of them. And then I can get lost in whatever sentiment I want to use. And before I know it, I've wasted so much time looking for a sentiment, I've gone off the card. So now I just go, put it away and come back to it. So that was just, you know, like showing like that way there. So the same design. And everything's just been coloured with our distress inks. You could do it with paints if you wanted to do that with paints. But it was just, you know, quick. And I know they look fiddly, but sometimes these die sets aren't quite as fiddly as they appear. But, right, let's move you over there. But what I was going to do with the bear was I've cut an oval. And I thought the bear would look cool sat in the oval. I won't make it up now. And these are like some heart die cuts. I haven't taken all the bits out because I was just being lazy. But I could, just to add a little bit of contrast, I'm going to put the heart die cut a little bit higher up, the bear there. And I thought that the heart die cut looked like the start of like a forest scene. And I was going to just have some of the clouds in the background here. And then again, and around him this time, I would actually make it look like he was in, like, you know, those frames you used to get years ago, not quite like a cameo, but that sort of thing. And add just some of the leaves around and about, and build him up so he was going to get, you know, look in a totally different way. So suddenly it could be on a portrait card that way compared to doing the design landscape. But I'll get him made up now, because I'm now distracted from my clearing to actually making. But it was just to give you some ideas with some of the smaller die sets, or you know, that they can look really cute. So I hope that means you're going to have a nose around some of your die sets. Noreen, if you bought, I'm going to be really cheeky and say, if you, let me just put in, if you're going to have a look in Polkadoodles, I have a discount code that Nikki gives me, and it'll get you an extra 10% off, even on the clearance. Hold on, let me just see if I can put it in. Come on, Facebook. Now's the time not to play up for me. And then the discount code is that. And that will get you 10% off. And I think the 10% even works on the clearance section. So even though they're in the clearance section, you'd get an extra 10% off as well. Makes it even bigger bargain, doesn't it? You look just... Right, thanks ever so much for your company. Now, my clearing up means I'm going to have a little play for a little bit longer. But I'm glad I got my dies out. And I'm a little bit gutted that it took me so long, you know, took a clearing session to actually do it. Thanks, like I said, thanks for your company. And I'll see you really soon. Have a really great day. Take care of yourselves. Bye.